Christy Semsen, and welcome to the behind the scenes for Straight Outta Bethlehem. We are here on our stage. Our church is being remodeled and we're going to have a gorgeous new stage. So if you come up here, Aaron, you can show them the room. Just turn around. This is what we got here. Turn around all the way, all right. We are in our church's fellowship hall, which is our basement, and we are making it an awesome stage for this filming. So the filming will look a little bit different, but it also shows you that you can do this show anywhere. You can do it in a basement, you can do it in a chapel, you can do it at a school, you can do it anywhere. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about what we've done for Straight Outta Bethlehem. If you'll look up here, we use a lot of stuff that we already have for our church nativity shows. Okay, so we have a big thing we do called Journey to Bethlehem, and that's where I got some of these things. So for my stable, I borrowed this. If you come up close and look at it, you could make something like this too. It kind of just gives the atmosphere like you're at a farm, your animals can be behind it. It's a kind of cool way to make a stable. And then I borrowed a bunch of benches. So these benches are kind of cool because they're stained all neat. These benches double as orphan beds. So the orphans, when they're asleep, they lay down in their bed and they have a blanket. And then they can sit on them and you can use them to move around and have your animals sit on them. Your orphans can sit on them, stuff like that. I also have some cool blocks that I love. So I love using my big blocks. What else do I want to show you? Here's, again, some scene setting things back here. That's just, our church already had these things. So we've just decorated like this. And of course you have the wonderful backdrops that you can get at wordchoralclub.com. A repeating scene. Very cool. I love how this one looks. So who's going to come out and talk to me first? Dawn, why don't you come out and talk to me about our hay bales first?
Okay, so we wanted to kind of create a perimeter
You come and show
for the stage. And it also acts as kind of a cover up for all of our wiring for our microphones. And so we created hay bales, and they're really simple, easy to make. Literally took a banker box, just like this here, and we took big pieces of paper that I printed a hay background on, and we just covered them. So it took 5 sheets of 11 by 17 paper, so 1 on the top, and then 4 all the way around. And we cut out a notch. I'll turn it around so you can see here. Cut out here so it slides right onto our mic stands, so we can take them on, take them off if we need to. Super quick, super easy, and like I said, it covers all of our mic wires underneath. So it makes it look nice and neat.
I love that.
So really quick, really easy to do.
I was going to bring in real hay, but then we had people that were like, please don't bring hay in here. I'm going to die from allergies. So fake hay. Love it. I also didn't show these things. We just have some posts here that you can add some cool rope to. We have our sign that we made, things like that. Clyde, why don't you come up and show us some of the stuff you made?
Okay.
Like maybe starting with the dolls.
Okay, with the dolls. Well, these are made out of towels from the dollar store, and tea towels. And basically, if you've ever been to one of those hotels that does little origami towels where like a swan or something on the bed, that's kind of where I had the idea. So basically, and I actually forgot, I have some pictures that I will give to Christy that she can post, but all of this is towels. They're individual towels. This is one towel. There's a towel for the head that goes over.
This is for Zuli's doll, and we have 2 because there's another little girl that we added that has a doll too.
So the arms are one towel. This in here is one of those exfoliating scrunchy ball things that you'd use in a shower, and these are tea towels. And the only cutting I had to do was here, so I could put this over the top of the head. And then we used just some really like light tan string to tie it together on that, but mostly rubber bands on everything else. And if you do a little rubber band on this edge, you can get a foot.
Love it. I love it. Let's go back to the room keys and the when we turn into the inn.
Okay.
Not the stable, but the inn.
So the room keys. This is just a ring that you get at a craft store, usually in their leather department. I originally had thought about wrapping it with leather, but then it wouldn't be quite as easy for them to get on and off, so we kind of didn't get quite to that. And these room keys were also from a craft store. Somebody had a whole bunch of different styled room keys. They looked old, they looked rustic, so I liked that idea. Dawn made a template for me that said room, so I made room look the same, and then we hand painted just freehand
Yeah, and
the
look at
numbers.
the back too, how it stands up. We just bring this so it can be in the lobby, something really easy to bring out.
And these are shelf pieces that you would put and hook to the wall. If you look on the bottom, you can see where there's a notch that you would like hang this on a wall to put a regular shelf. And I just used self-tapping screws to hook the feet to that, and you hook them up a little bit high so it leans back. Use the same self-tapping screws for the dowel rod, and we cut 4-inch pieces on the dowel rods for the keys to hang on.
Cool. Okay, great. So let's move over to the, if we can do the table, the check-in desk. I would love
yeah.
to check in. So what we want to do when we bring on the check-in desk is we want to make it as fast as possible. So some of you might get a desk, but we just wanted to use the stools that we're already using in our show. So we have 2 stools that are brought out, and then Clyde made this little board thing to go on top of the check-in desk.
And I'll show you how it looks like first, and then I'll show you how it fits on here nice and solid, so it doesn't slide off on the kids while they're maybe leaning against it or something. So you have, it is sitting,
There it
we
is.
go.
You got it?
I think so. I'm showing how easy it is to do by squatting in here.
There it is.
There we go. And so yeah, so we have it where it won't slide off on the kids. If they bump up against it, it's not going to slide off and
Come
fall on
around
them.
Come around the other end so you can look at it here.
And I used edging.
Yep.
The hardest part is cutting the joint here, but again, this is people looking at it from a distance, so it doesn't have to be really super perfect. That's the beauty about doing a live play. Even on a film, it doesn't have to be super perfect. This was just a cheap little box that we used for their coins to go in, coins from the dollar store. These 2 things also came from the hobby shop. I bolted them down so that they wouldn't fall off when I carried it out.
Okay, why don't you show us the underside of it? So
Okay,
the kids
so-
can lift it off.
Kids can lift it off, they hand it off to somebody off the side of the thing. But these are just stuff that you would use when you're, say, putting in molds to do sidewalk concrete. So these are stakes that you would hammer down into the ground. And then, so I put 3 of them like that so that we could slide it up and it would find its stop. Then these part would fall into place again so it wouldn't slide off.
I love it. That's wonderful. Okay, so why don't we look at our Mary Belly that we made. Helen's showing us our Mary Belly. Tell me why this Mary Belly is great.
You want to tell Helen?
Because, so basically, yesterday during dress rehearsal, Mary had trouble taking hers off in time.
Once she'd had the
Like,
baby.
yeah, like once she had the baby, so it looked like she was twinning. And as my friend Mason referred to it. So this way, like you can, so basically you can unbuckle it, and then you can also tighten it if you need to.
It's just like your backpack strap.
Yeah, it's like a backpack strap, pretty much. And it's
she's
like
gonna-
basically a pillow, and you can go under your shirt if you want it to. And yeah.
All of the pieces to that cost about $15 at a hobby store. This is a cheap pillow that was at the hobby store. Normally a person would take and do some embroidery around it. These straps come out of the sewing section. I got this at like Hobby Lobby. There was a 40% off coupon involved, so it would have been a little bit more expensive without that.
That's funny.
But all these pieces came from one store.
Great.
Goes in like that. You tighten
Easy.
it so it can be for a small petite little one or a
Perfect.
slightly older person.
Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, let's move on to our fun disco ball, which I love so much. And Mason's going to show us how they did this.
Okay, so we started off with a disco ball, and then we started like bolting some pieces so we have a clip on it. So when we're backstage, we can have it separated easily. And
Like
then
that.
oop,
That's
yeah,
nice, girl.
yeah, thank you. And then we unclip it, and then
We took a
just put it-
shepherd's staff that we already had.
Well, no, this is actually something different.
Oh, that's
like,
right, it's
we took like a,
different.
what did you, like a broomstick?
This is a broomstick, and these are PVC pipes that we'd use actually for conduit section. And they're glued together and then bolted in to be safe. So it's bolted onto the top of this. And then we wrapped a very rustic rope around it. You use basically like a clove hitch type wrap. If you keep going the same way, you'll get the wrap will go the same way on this little knot piece. If you reverse that clove hitch, it'll come back the other way and it'll look different, whatever you want to do.
So he's going to hold that up above the Disco Angels. We would have hung it to our, stage ceiling. Of course, we don't have a stage ceiling, so we thought it'd be fun to bring it in.
And then we added a flashlight.
Love
Put
the
your hands in the
flashlight.
way.
Oh my gosh, I love
Mason,
that.
your hands in the way. Switch your hands.
There you go.
Switch your hands. There you go.
There you go.
And then we also we taped that on and then wrapped that with rope so it doesn't quite look, because they didn't have flashlights in
that.
Bethlehem. So,
Is there anything else we have to show back there? We're good.
I think that's all.
Okay, as you can see, we don't even have very many set and props. This is such an easy show to do because you all have nativity things that you would do. So I look forward to seeing what you guys do in your shows. Please let me know about them and contact me if I can help you with any questions you might have.